Hello, I am the Turnip of Terror, about and welcome be thee to my hall. I have been challenged to show off what my favorite thing is. I was challenged by Matt Blazek, the Executive Director of History Live Northeast. He is the magic behind the Agincourt soldier, as well as participating in some lesser and inferior time periods to medieval. Now, he has passed this challenge along to me, but the challenge was started by Andrew of the Modern Medieval Man. I'm going to link to both of them so you guys can find the original challenge video with all of the rules, as well as Matt's sending this challenge along to me. But that means I have to come up with a decision now as to what my single most favorite thing is, the one item above all else that I like best. It's a tough choice. Ooh, I got it. Clearly, it's my hat. This hat was a gift from my friend Todd, who you probably know from the other half of How to Medieval, the podcast. He gave it to me because he bought it online and it was too big for his head. We were out at Days of Nights. It fit on my big old watermelon, so I got a free hat. Who doesn't like free stuff? Now, at the time I was wearing a blue felt hat that was kind of bicocket-ish. Didn't quite have the full point along the front. It didn't have the shape along the top. It was just a felt hat that I had turned up for the sake of looking kind of bicocket-ish. I didn't really understand how the hat worked either. I hadn't done a lot of research into it. I just know I didn't want a round hat. I'm not a huge fan of the acorn style or the pill style hats. If I can't have a big old brim, as is my preference in everyday hats, I wanted something that had a little more to it. So now I have this really good looking bicocket in hand, and I find that it has inculcated its way into my impression, into my identity here on Turnip of Terror. I find that I have been wearing it even when I'm not in kit and I'm doing a video of grabbing mail from my mailbox over there, and I put the hat on because it's sort of become part of who I am. I was aware that the hunt, like the medieval hunt, was an important part of a medieval noble's life, but up until I started researching the appropriate way to wear this hat, did I start putting a lot of work into that. And so now, even though I don't go hunting with a spear or a javelin, I have developed a whole set of understanding and knowledge just so that I can understand this hat better, because one thing I learned, this hat was worn as a status symbol, not just I can afford the felt and I can afford the feather and I can afford the brooch, but in comparison to a chaperone or another style of hat, it signaled that you were into the hunt. It was your thing, you were a sportsman. And so now I know as much as I can about the hunt because I display someone who is really into hunting by virtue of wearing this hat. I have done a ton of research into how the ornamentation on it was done. When it originally came, this was the original feather that was with it, but it was situated on the side, which is, as I come to learn, the inappropriate way of wearing a bicocket. When you ornament a bicocket, period illustrations show that almost always whatever plume you're wearing, if you're wearing one, is off the front. So I moved everything over to the front. I got an upgraded brooch because I wanted a more stylish and higher status impression. And I found that above and beyond a lot of the other clothing and items in my collection, this particular item, above almost all the others that I have, it's had a much deeper impact on my impression and my knowledge base and my interests in the hobby as a whole. So there we have it. My favorite item is this bicocket. Now I get to challenge somebody else. I have decided that I am going to challenge Ben and Reese from Pursuing the Knightly Arts to show me what their favorite thing is. And if it's not something you can hit somebody with, I've sorely underestimated them.